I'm Abigail Hansen.
I'm Joshua Mace.
I'm Frederick Mathers.
And I'm Madison Michaud.
And our project is modifying a cervical pessary for controlled release of progesterone to prevent preterm birth.
An estimated 1 million families lost children to preterm birth in 2015 alone, and it's the leading cause for death for children under 5 years of age. Preterm birth affects about 15 million infants every year, and it has long-lasting effects including cerebral palsy, developmental issues, and issues with breathing, hearing, and vision. It has a really heavy financial burden on families affected by it due to the long hospital stays, and in America for 2015 it was a $30 billion industry.
Now, current methods of preventing preterm birth are limited and need to be improved. Now, the two most common methods used to prevent it are either a cervical circlage or cervical pessary. Cervical circlage involves suturing the cervix shut in order to prevent preterm birth. And the problem with it is it's very invasive and requires at least local anesthesia. Additionally, it's limited because it cannot be used for women pregnant with twins and can't be used past 24 weeks of pregnancy because it risks rupturing the amniotic sac in the uterus and causing preterm birth. The cervical pessary, on the other hand, is much less invasive, but it has mixed results clinically on its own, which requires that it's used in conjunction with weekly progesterone injections that cost up to $1,000. Now, with those problems being said, there remains a need for a cost-effective product that combines the pessary technique with the necessary progesterone delivery.
So our project's idea for combining these two pre-existing treatments is by coating the surface of pre-existing donut pessaries with several layers of drug-conjugated polymer. The polymer we'll be using is PLGA, and the drug, as we've mentioned before, is progesterone. Progesterone is particularly effective at treating preterm birth because it slows the production of contractile-associated proteins, which essentially stops the uterus from contracting, which would lead to preterm birth. Now, the layers here function to provide controlled long-term release of progesterone once the pessary is inserted. PLGA has been used in the past in medical devices. It's a degradable polymer and it degrades in roughly 3 weeks. So as you can see here, as it's labeled, these different layers of polymer and drug will provide controlled release of progesterone during the roughly 12 weeks that the pessary needs to be inserted. Additionally, we have another polymer layer on the top, a thinner layer of PVP. PVP is another degradable polymer that's been used in biomedical devices, but it degrades a lot faster within 1 to 2 days, so the purpose of this layer is just to protect the top drug layer of progesterone before the pessary is inserted. Now we have a quick rundown of the benefits and costs of this idea. The benefits are that it can be filed as a 510K because it's a combination of a pre-existing device and a pre-existing drug. So that filing will help it go through the FDA a lot quicker than another treatment might. It also can reduce medical costs because it eliminates the need to have weekly injections, which, as we mentioned before, are very expensive. And the elimination of those injections also improves patient quality of life because they aren't getting injections every week. And finally, the polymers that we've chosen, as I also previously mentioned, have been used in medical devices before and are already approved by the FDA, so that will also improve the time that this device would take to get approved by the FDA. As far as the costs that we've identified for this idea, production of the pessary would take slightly longer because of the complicated surface treatment with the multiple polymer layers, so that would slow down and increase the cost of producing the device. And we'd also have slightly less control over drug release than you would with typical injections because once the pessary is inserted, you can't really do anything to change the drug release profile.
So the main cervical pessary used in hospitals is the Arabin pessary, which can be seen right here. It's an inert silicone ring that holds the cervix shut, offering mechanical intervention to prevent the preterm birth. But as stated previously, these can't be used alone and therefore require progesterone delivery. The current gold standard for progesterone delivery is called Makena, and these are weekly injections applied by the patient intramuscular. Additionally, the problem with this is that they are very expensive for the patients and are usually not covered by insurance companies, becoming costly for the mother and family. Additionally, there's a Cyclogest progesterone pessary that is mainly used in the UK. It's not here in the US. It's a wax-coated pessary that is applied daily and is used for another indication. Therefore, the problem still lies that there is no combination device, which leaves a gap for our device. Finally, we found a patent which is a progesterone impregnated vaginal ring or pessary, which would include an outer biomaterial ring that has the progesterone drug in it. However, this is only a patent application and therefore there's no product out there, as well as it does not offer the multi-layer drug delivery that would offer more controlled release of the progesterone. Therefore, the competition leaves open a major gap in the United States for a device like the one we are proposing. Those are references.
Thank you.
Thank you.